we took over, the last few days, did an amazing job, because although everybody kept saying that the ship was so far ahead in respect to the other, then the last few weeks we realized that we were not that far ahead. So of course Fincantieri has started to work night shift and everything, but I think that we were the first one as well to get paying passenger the day after delivering. It never happened before, so we had a double challenge on ourselves. I did participate in January to the sea trial of the ship that took almost 1 week when the ship was still belonging to the yard. The sea trial is a part of test that the ship has to undergo without, of course, a passenger on board, where you can do all those things that make sure the ship is seaworthy. So we did a full speed test, and then when we're full speed, we put a rudder hard over, we see how much we heel. And she's amazing. She's like a Navy ship. She only heals 6 degrees compared to many of the other vessels, which they go over to 18, 19. So she's very good. Her stability is amazing. Then we did a crash stop test when we actually, from full speed ahead, 22.5 knots, we take the throttle to full astir. Just to get a comparison, it's like you drive your car 100 km/h and you hit the brake to see how fast can you stop. So we did that test. We did it a couple of times, and she behaved amazingly. She stopped in less than 1,000 meters, which sounds quite a lot, but if you consider that we're moving a town, to stop a town with that momentum is quite heavy. So we did all those tests, and she performed very well on all those tests. So we did that in January, and then I came in the yard 24 days before delivery. Of course, when I joined, when I first had the walk around, there were still many of the area that they still have to be finished and completed, and I think that was until almost the last day. And then the biggest challenge for the crew was, of course, to get the ship ready. big change, of course, is when we move on board, and that was like, putting blood into a dead body and make it coming alive. And the ship became alive on that day when you started to see our crew going around. We are all in boiler suit. I think it's quite a feeling that everybody, all on board, will remember, forever. It's something, the first one to enter on board. So it really made the change, made the ship gentle to come into life, yeah, because the crew is the soul of the vessel. For me to take a new ship from Monfalcone, which is 20 minutes drive from Trieste, where they have been building ship for over 100 years, was not only an honor because, of course, taking the ship, but it was a big pride because I am from Trieste. I grew up there in Trieste, which is a beautiful town at sea. And my father, he's a retired captain. My grandfather, he was a captain. My great-grandfather, he was a captain. He used to own a small toll ship and used to take cargo and 14 passengers around the northern Adriatic Sea. So it is in the family. And so when I was 15, my father sent me at sea during summer school vacation, because he said, if one day you want to become a captain like I am, you have to start from the very bottom. You're gonna go on board the ship and work as a deck boy. Now the deck boy on board is the junior of the deck department, so he worked with the bosun. So end up to do all of the smallest and nastiest job you have on board, which is painting, scraping rust and all these things. So I did that. And when I arrived on board, not only I was working with the bosun, I had to help the cook in the galley as well, which was quite a big surprise because until then, I was a normal kid, being at home, going to school, and enjoying my lunch that Mama was preparing. So it was quite a shock helping the cook. We have about 40 crew members on board, and of course part of my duty was washing the dishes. When there was no dishwasher, and it's amazing how many plates and pots only 40 people can use. So this is one of the things that I do when I walk around the vessel. I pass down and I told the dishwasher, our guys that work down there, they work very hard. So I was doing this job 35 years ago. So they look at me like I come from a different planet.
It gives me great pride to introduce the master of Majestic Princess, Captain Dino Sagani. And the Cantieri Shipyard Director, Mr. Roberto Oliveri.
I'm honored to be the first captain of our newest vessel, Majestic Princess. I was home and it was about dinner time and I got the call from my senior vice president and it was an amazing feeling. It was, at that moment I visualized taking this ship out of the yard and taking it into Trieste and start to sail out of there and bring it across the world, and it really was a huge emotion. As it was when it actually happened, that sail away from my hometown with this amazing vessel. It was an amazing emotional day for me. I will remember forever. We didn't plan all of that. The city did it for us. So I got this invite a few weeks before from the mayor of the city to receive the flag and the key of the city to be taken on board the vessel and then to sail it out of there for the water we were going to sail. So in the morning, together with our president, our CEO, we all went to the mayor office and I received this flag, which I hoist down on the port outer yam of the main mast. And then they organize all of these fireworks, and I think they say about 10,000 people came down to see us living there, which is quite amazing if you consider that it wasn't something pre-organized by us, but it was just people knowing that it was going to happen. The Majestic Princess, of course, is different. And I think the most important thing that I already heard from some passengers throughout this first cruise is the feeling that I have on board, and that is really what I wanted for this vessel, because you can step on board the ship and right away you have a vibe of this soul, which is the crew, of how the crew is happy or unhappy on board the vessel, and that makes the difference. And one of the things that we have an amazing executive team that help me out, of course, daily on the operation. But the most important thing is that we need to make sure that we are all here, of course, to work hard, but also to be together, as a crew, but as a family, to support each other, because of course our family are far away, for many months, and so yes, we are here to work, but we are here also to spend time of our life.